We start today with the 84-kilogram gold medal match. Sajid Sajidov of Russia and Cael Sanderson of the USA.
Well, and this is a pretty big match for the American fans. Sanderson's been an amazing university wrestler, has a long, great career in university competition. He hasn't done much on the world scene because this is his first world championship so far. So the crowd's pretty excited about this. They're anticipating a great match.
And they love Sanderson here. How about this record in NCAA competition? 159-0. Never defeated.
Never defeated in 4 years of competition. So here we have an 18 or 19-year-old wrestler wrestling 23-year-olds and never losing. Just a pretty phenomenal, unprecedented record.
Sanderson is now 24 years old, Sajidov 23. And Sajidov is tough, by the way, the 2001 and 2002 European champion.
Well, the Russians are so strong in this weight class. Sajidov beat Adam Satiev in the Russian trials to come to the World Championships. Satiev is a multi-time world champion, so it's a huge depth in this weight class for Russia.
We will talk about scoring as we go along. Basically, scoring and points are accumulated by the way you gain control and then keep control of the opponent. We'll explain that as points pop up.
Here we see Sajidov in on the single leg position. What he's trying to do is get Sanderson off balance. If he can get behind while Sanderson's on his knees, he scores 1 point. Sanderson trying to prevent him from going behind him. No points have been scored yet because no dominant control has been shown. Sanderson preventing that because he's got his arm in there. Once Sajidov hooked the leg like that, though, they declared that he was in control. They gave him 1 point. The points you score depend on how close you get your opponent to being pinned. Here, Sajidov has control in a down position like that. You get 1 point for that.
Action divided into 2 3-minute periods. This, of course, period 1. You see the time on the clock ticking up, which is the international wrestling standard.
So what the wrestlers are trying to do here is they're trying to outmaneuver their opponent. They're trying to get them off balance, trying to get an angle on their bodies so that they can attack. Most of the attacks you'll see are directed towards the legs. The idea there is to grab 1 or 2 legs, get your opponent off balance, try to get them down to the mat, then get them onto their backs to pin them. If you can get them to their backs, you score either 2 points if they start on their stomachs, or if they go from their feet to their backs, they score 3 points.
Use your hands. Use your hands. Heavy hands. Heavy hands. Heavy hands. Get one.
These wrestlers 185 pounds, 84 kilograms. Quick and fast and strong. Looking for an opening. They can be elusive.
Well, and Sanderson is a lot more effective when he's aggressive. He's not being very aggressive here. What he needs to do is take control of the match, keep pushing forward, keep wearing down Sajidov. But right now, instead, he's sort of sitting back, waiting for Sajidov, and that's not to his strength.
Sajidov, a former junior world champion as well. He won as a junior twice the world title. Time ticking down in period 1. The horn goes, it will expire. Sajidov of Russia, after 1 period, a 1-0 lead over Sanderson.
I expected to see more action, more scoring in that first period because Sanderson is a pretty explosive wrestler. Here we see they get their half-minute break. A few final words of wisdom from their coach, towel down. Here we see Sajidov's takedown. He gets in on Sanderson's leg. Sanderson trying hard not to let him get behind. But eventually Sajidov hooks the leg, gets behind for the point.
Start of period number 2. This is one sport where you don't want to towel off too vigorously. We'll touch on that. Nice move by Sanderson.
Well, and that's what he's got to do, right? He's got a very solid attack from the outside, but he's just got to keep moving, keep the pressure on Sajidov. Beautiful single leg takedown. He gets him nice and low on the ankle. He's so long and so quick, he can get in so deep.
But we talk about that, though, at the intermission. You saw the coaches not really vigorously toweling off the athletes because sweat can be an advantage, right?
It's a huge advantage, and when they come back to the center after the break, the referee checks to see that they're not too sweaty. So you got to towel off, but you don't want to towel off too much because you want to leave a bit of sweat on there as much as you can get away with.
Because it's tougher to get a grip and thus an advantage.
Again, we see Sanderson on the leg, not as great of a shot this time. Sort of shot down and he stopped. What he's got to do is shoot and continue wrestling. Here he's just holding on because he knows he's in a bad position. If after 5-10 seconds nothing happens, the referee calls a stalemate, they stop the match, and they start both the wrestlers back up on their feet. Again, same position. This is where he's strong. He's very good in this position. He just wants to keep advancing the position, keep improving it. Sajidov doing a good job of countering, though.
Watch here for back exposure. It's the key. Nothing yet.
No points scored yet. Oh, Sajidov has what's called a crotch lift. He gets Sanderson over. That should be 2 points for Sajidov.
Sanderson's back definitely past the 90-degree angle mark and was exposed.
No points showing on the score clock yet.
Everybody is waiting. Something had to be scored there.
Definitely
we know that
something
for a
was
fact.
scored. I'm not so sure why they haven't called 2 for Sajidov yet. Looked pretty clear to me that it was 2.
Now in international wrestling, there are no protests after matches. They want to clear it up right away, so they do use video replay. I think that's what they're going to do right now.
A lot of times, if there was a controversial match, the country could protest the match after the fact, and it just led to nothing but trouble. So here they have a video replay now. They can look at the points being scored, look at the situation, decide right then and there what the right call should be.
So you see what they see, and
so that's a crotch lift by Sajidov. He puts exposes Sanderson's back to the match, or to the mat rather. Looked pretty clear to me. It was 2 points for red, no points for blue.
and they are giving Sajidov 2. And they have given Sanderson 2.
I don't quite agree with that call. I mean, to me, it was pretty clear. Like I said, 2 points for red. The Russian coaches obviously feel the same way.
Is it possible as they turned that Sanderson had control and exposed Sajidov as well?
Well, Sanderson did have the leg. So you see here, he's got the leg. The move will advance a little bit more, though, because Sajidov doesn't have his hands locked here. He's got his hands locked. Sanderson still has that leg, but he doesn't have control. You know, Sajidov has control, and that's how you dictate which points are scored.
Bottom line is 3-3 is the score, according to the officials here at Madison Square Garden. With less than a minute to go in period 2, this is for the gold medal.
Well, and it's frustrating when that happens. You know, to me, that was a pretty obvious call. Frustrating when the referees make that kind of mistake, even after looking at the video. So as a break for Sanderson, what Sajidov has to do is not let it throw him off his game. He's been wrestling well all match. Just got to keep focused, keep doing what he was doing. Nice shot in on the legs there. Good counterattack. He had Sanderson in the front head and arm as Sanderson pulled out. He shot in, got the legs. If he can, he's got control. He's got that point now.
He's got those ankles laced, and there it is. A late point for Sajidov, 4-3. And Sanderson must get out of this and score quickly. And time is going to tick away.
Well, great wrestling by Sajidov. He didn't let that bad call bug him. He kept going, he kept pushing, scored when he had to score, and I'm really happy for him because I'd hate to see somebody lose a match in a situation like that.
Now, as we mentioned, Cael Sanderson is not used to losing. 159-0 as a collegiate wrestler. This is his first Worlds. He will settle for silver.
So here we see that situation again. Sajidov has the move, he has control, he initiates that move. Score should be 2 points for Sajidov, no points for Sanderson.
Turned out to not play a part, however, that controversial scoring, because Sajidov comes back late with the single point.
Here we see that really nice counterattack. All right, Sanderson starts backing out. Sajidov follows up, grabs the leg, gets control, gets behind, scores that final point to prevent overtime.
So in the 84-kilogram category, Sajid Sajidov of Russia wins gold. And Cael Sanderson of the USA has to settle for second place, the silver medal. And the Russian coaching staff, so animated and so upset just moments ago, celebrate a gold medal by their Russian wrestler.